Thanks for joining us on Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. Stu Rich and Mike Wood here to take you through Group 1 racing at Royal Randwick this weekend. We're going to be running our little mini races to see who comes out on top, obviously. And Mike, look, last week, I've got to say, it got the better of us. The bookies had a win when we didn't.
Yeah, we did, and I was beaten up out of Rosehill last week. I couldn't catch up with myself. I didn't know what was going on with the track. And that dirty four-letter word, bias, how strong was it? On pace inside all day long. And the one horse I played on pace inside, De Beer, Tommy Berry, produced an absolute gem on Gayatri to beat us. It was so good.
Yeah, it was good. But Mike, hang on. The rain's been around this week. This is what you absolutely love, mate. Getting these wet tracks types to Randwick, those that can just skip up the rise. The race guide, we've profiled over 3,000 horses, and I know that there are many in it this weekend that you're just going to love.
It's the only thing that got my mood up. Monday, Tuesday, I was pretty down after Saturday. Wednesday racing I enjoyed. Yep. Then I saw the weather conditions Wednesday, Thursday. I'm really enjoying looking through these form guides. I'm looking forward to the key factors tonight.
Yeah, look, it's going to be a great day out there at Randwick. Of course, the Colgate Optic George Main Stakes is the race of the day, but how about another little clash and a little mini Everest, Mike? We've got so much to look forward to, but of course the rain has been around this week, so how's that going to affect the track?
Yeah, everyone knows what the track's going to be like, or do they? A bit of sun around today, a bit of wind around today. Are we being too negative? Let's have a look at the track conditions and see what we're expecting. The rail's back in the true, which usually means an off-rails bias, but we're not quite sure. Looking back at the last 6 to 12 months, it's quite variable. The rail was out last 8 metres 2 weeks ago, and there was bias that day as well, wasn't there?
Yeah.
We think a heavy 8, but there's a chance of a soft 7 with sunny, windy conditions around.
Yeah, look, let's hope for those conditions after all the rain this weekend. Fortunately, didn't get out too far west, but we're playing with that at Randwick this weekend, Mike. And 5 key races this week. I've seen the Group 1, the Group 2. They're in our 5 this week.
Yeah, I've had a problem this week. I didn't know which 5 to choose. I liked them all. Maybe apart from the highway, the shootout mile will start with that. A good couple of good value changes there. The T-Rose Stakes, probably the best race the day before. The Bragg Bill Ritchie, Group 3, the Shorts, the Mini Everest, and the Colgate Optic White Stakes. Maybe not the best Group 1 mile, but a pretty good betting race nonetheless.
All right, so it's that very first one that we're going to have a look at. It is race number 3. It's the shootout mile, and a good betting race to start proceedings here, Mike. And Juniper, one of the better backed runners of the day. $8 into $4.20. Really should have won at the Valley last start. Master of Wine, $5.50. Ran its 5th second placing when fresh. Dealmaker, $7, ran on well behind Articus second up. We've got Organza there, the absolute bridesmaid, coming up off a string of runner-ups over the winter. We've got Re-Edit there, also in behind Articus fresh. Penske, $11 into $9, lame when fresh in the tramway, and of course out to All Too Soon and last start winner Articus there, Mike. But the punters have really come for the Melbourne visitor here in Juniper.
Yeah, she profiles well, doesn't she? Let's look at the last start run. She said she's been up for a while. She raced in the winter. She had a small freshen. Came back 2 starts ago. She won. This is her last start. The apprentice is on. She's coming to the outside. You know Melbourne form better than me, Stu. Tell me what happens next, mate.
Oh, look, this is one of those ones when if you're backed it, you probably just want to look away, Mike, because look, coming to the line, it's the only one we want to be on past the line. But Silent Roar got the job done. How can we turn this form into Sydney form?
Yeah, it's benchmark 78. Did have the claim, so not sure about the form. She's okay.
All right, okay, so okay, we get a pass mark there in Melbourne. What about this horse, Aliferous, Mike? We're going to take you back to the Adrian Knox. Of course, this is Group 3 level, importantly at Randwick and importantly on a soft track. $41 this day, thank you. And I absolutely love the way this horse finishes and staying to the inside.
Yeah, when horses start to surprise you, that's always a good sign. That's exactly what this filly does. She's not the biggest thing in the yard. She's tough, she's athletic, and boy, she is a fighter. She's the first horse you'd pick on your team. She comes to the inside, storms home late. She came a really strong 4th in the Oaks. She probably should have won in Group 1 in Brisbane. She is one tough girl on Saturday.
All right, well, they're the ones I like to back, Mike. Let's have a look now and get this first race of the day started. It is race 3 at Royal Randwick this weekend. We're looking for all the key factors, and of course, we're starting with the form. Light up the goal.
Yeah, Stu, Juniper's going well, but did have the claim last start. Dealmaker flying home last start. Penske back in grade. And Articus won last start, obviously.
Okay, so let's get this race started now with the key factors. The first one, as always, Mike, progression.
Looking for ones with upside. Master of Wine can improve second up. Just laid in a bit last start. Read it's improving all the time. Aliferous, she's got big upside second up.
Well, the betting sort of suggested this. $4.20 the fill. That hasn't done too much for us, Mike. What about the distance?
Looking for the mile. Organza, or 1400. Organza should be suited. Penske better as well. Graceful Glamour needs more distance. Aliferous, extra distance is great for her.
Okay, so there's some ones at real value here. Penske at $9 and Aliferous at massive odds. Mike, track conditions, we're obviously playing the wet.
Not sure about Rieta. It was okay up in Queensland, sort of a few start to go. Organ's a bit of a risk, Graceful Glamour as well, but most of them okay.
Okay, but the favourite has all-importantly loomed up here to Penske and Aliferous as the all-important position in run. Who's this going to favour?
Wide open race. If you like it on pace, go for Waterhouse always.
All right, so it's Penske sticking the neck out in front from Juniper and Aliferous there, Mike. And look, it's the very first bet of the day here. And you've mentioned some of these without them. A few of them don't have great winning records. So let's have a look at all the ratings now because it is time for a bet here. A couple of them you do want in your trenches, as you said at the top of the show. One of those isn't really deal maker. 16 starts for 1 win. Organza, 8 seconds, can you believe it? And I like to see the Penske there just hitting the line well, Mike, a real winner, 6 from 15 starts. But one you did find there late in the piece was Aliferous at pretty big odds here.
Well, if you look at the screen, there's lots to be found there. Penske's $9, not too bad. Milkman, absolute mutter. Forget last start. It was coughing in the Vets report. Juniper's right in the mix, but she's well found. Aliferous $26. And look at More to Gain. That stable's going okay lately. He'll be storming home from the back. This is a wide open race. But it's a wet day and there's horses at big odds, so we're going to use the Tabs Great feature, the bundle bet. I love a bundle bet. 3 mutters, Milkman, Aliferous and More to Gain, and more than $10 for 3 horses. We'll take that.
Okay, there we go. So just one of those has got to win.
That only one has to win, Stu.
All right, there we go. 10.55 for us in race number 3. Let's have a look now at the T-Rose Stakes and Libertini. Well, she started in the red in 4 of her 5 starts, and here it is again in the red, bolted in the Silver Shadow, $1.50, and of course just getting in there in the Furious Stakes at $1.18. Fun Star, $4.60. The Adelaide filly that chased home Yow Dash last start. We've got Flit there at $8.50. Another one running on behind Libertini Fresh. Clark on for Bowman, the interesting change there. Anahid, $12, not too far off the Golden Rose favourites in Exceedance and Bivouac at her latest, and out to Probabile there, $16. Another one with the Furious Stakes form. But Libertini, Mike, is she the real deal?
Let's take you through Libertini's prep this time in. She showed lots of promise last time in, and she has surely delivered in her first 2 starts. This is her first start run. She went round very short odds. In the mounting out, I was there that day. She looked like a monster compared to the rest. She was so fit. She was so well. She was shining. She got the perfect position in run. Looms up, smashes them. Flit, lighter, more athletic, skinnier. Probably not quite fit yet. She produced a massive run considering she wasn't screwed down yet, Stu.
Yeah, well, there you go. And we're having a look at to see some that can turn the tables, and of course, Let It Pause in there as well.
Let It Pour, always reliable, but can she win? I'm just not sure.
All right, well, let's have a look at a few of these again. We're going to go to the Furious Stakes here, and not quite the win that the favourite backers were looking for Libertini, but look, she got the job done here, Mike, but I guess a couple of these, like Let It Pour, went from 2.4 lengths to just margining to 1.5 in this
That's
race.
the point, isn't it? Horses don't measure up to the same mark every single time they go around. They're not robots. That's why we talk about progression.
Yep.
She was massive first up. She was okay second up. She's laying in a bit. She's only winning by a small margin. What is she going to do third up? Can she bounce back like Bivouac? Or will she produce her first up run, or just like Bivouac as well?
And can we take the $1.85 odds? That's what the punters have to find out in the T-Rose here as we get this race started. It's a pretty exciting race, this one, for the girls. Let's light them up here, Mike. All the form has got to be with Libertini.
Yeah, we might be a bit kind to her because she only just won, but light up Libertini, she's going well.
Okay, so she is clearly the one to catch, the $1.85 favourite, but I guess a few of these have got progression.
There are lots of questions on Libertini. Let's start with question number 1. Is she progressing third up or is she regressing? Lots of others have improvement. Fun Star, Flit, Anahid, Probabile, just to mention a few.
And of course, probably the biggest key factor of this race is the distance, the 1400.
I think they all are. Libertini, 1400 metres. Maybe on a good track should be okay. Maybe a wet track's a bit of risk. Fun Star will love it. Flit will absolutely eat it up, and so will Probabile.
Okay, favourite backers might not be liking what they are seeing here at the distance, Mike. What about the track conditions? Who's his favourite?
Third question of the race.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, heavy track, big, strong daughter of I'm Invincible. Not the typical profile. Flit, tall, light athletics, daughter of Megalodorio. She's perfect for the conditions.
All right, so it's Flit the one they really have to charge. Who is Libertini going to charge out here with position in run, Mike?
If she gets outside the leader, maybe, and it's a steady tempo, but that's not guaranteed. Anna, he should get a nice on-pace run.
Okay, so it was Libertini out in front early, but has been absolutely swamped there by Flit. And look, I saw you during the week on Twitter there, Mike. You were talking about Libertini, not so much potting it, but obviously had a few queries.
I'm definitely potting
the
it.
Wet, the 1400 metres. Don't give the tips away. Let's have a look now at all the ratings, because that's what we're here here to do, and I like the confidence to say if you are potting $1.85 favourite, I should say. But look, a few things that stick out to me here, Mike. You said Flit has had all the upside, but this horse, Funstar, I mean, how good could this horse be?
I think she's a fantastic horse. Whether she has the upside to a wet track, I'm not sure. She was good on the wet.
Yep.
But will she improve 1 or 2 lengths like we think Flit will? Look, it's a great race. Any of those top 4 and 5 could win. Obviously, Libertini could win. If she bounces back to her first up form and handles the wet, she'll just brain them again. But I'm betting around her. $1.85 is poison odds. Flit is the perfect type for a wet track at Randwick. I love her, and Probable's way too big odds each way for her for sure.
All right, you found a few of these Randwick types, and let's hope Flit is another one. There's a look at 2 races from Royal Randwick this weekend, and stick around after the break. We've got 3 more coming your way. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. The third race we're having a look at this weekend at Royal Randwick is race number 5, and it is the Bill Ritchie handicap over the 1400 metres at Group 3 level, and one of the more open betting races of the day, and one of the better plunge horses too, Cascadian. $4.60 into $3.80 for the French import, running on well in the show county, has a lot of upside for Godolphin. Colding, $5, held up badly there fresh in the tramway. Desert Lord, $5, running on okay fresh as well. Avantage, $5.60, fighting on fresh in New Zealand, and of course Star of the Seas in the money. 12 of 13 runs this horse, coming through the tramway, so consistent and reliable. And then look, it is right out to Archidemus, Fierce Impact and Purple Sector, but my Cascadian, a lot of punters out there are having this as their best bet of the week.
Yeah, some money early, like you said. Let's have a look at it in the second replay at start with one of my favourite Kiwi horses going around.
I wonder why.
Avantage last preparation. This is the Arrowfield Sprint. Trope couldn't beat her in this race. She's near the pace. It's a strong tempo. You think she's struggling, but she fights so hard on a soft Randwick track, doesn't she, Stu?
You had a monster bet for a place on her this day, if I recall. And look, this horse just kept fighting. I couldn't believe it stuck on.
Oh, we were. I was absolutely sweating. Who has a big place bet anyway? It's typical me bet, isn't it? She's so reliable, so consistent. She's always around the mark.
Look, there is a look at a Kiwi. Let's go and have a look at the French import now, Mike. And you've done well to dig this replay out. And of course, we're on the soft 3 surface here. This is a horse that really, it weaves through here, runs on really strongly. And of course, Group 1 place at its next start.
A soft 3, just a soft track, I think that's the one. There's a couple of European wins on soft tracks. Some of those, not this particular one, but another start, had a form around a horse that went to Hong Kong and raced Dark Dream.
Yep.
Strong through the line always. Likes 1400 metres to 1600 metres. We know it was good first up over 12.
All right, some really good replays there for a couple of imports. Let's get this race started now, Mike. It is the Bill Ritchie. We are onto the form and we need to see some gold.
Yeah, Cascadian was good, but so was Colding first up. He was unlucky, and Avantage, all her form is good.
Okay, so it's love for the favourites here. As we get this race started, Mike, who has got all the progression?
Yeah, big progression for the favourite Cascadian. A bit scratchy in the yard first up. He's a smaller type. He should improve, tighten up. Colding always improves for Waller, and Desert Lord only okay first up. He can definitely improve. Okay, so Cascadian and Colding out in front here, Mike. Of course, we are at the 1400 metres. Yeah, as soon as he walked into the yard, I knew he wasn't a firm track 1200 metre type. The 1400 metres much better for Cascadian. Okay, so it's Cascadian the favourite, just edging clear here. Colding just in behind. And what about this wet track for these horses? He's a Euro. He'll love it. The favourite, Star of the Seas. Good name for a wet tracker as well. He's so reliable and loves the heavy too. Okay, so a big kicker there for the favourite Cascadian. Who is going to make up the ground with position and run here? Advantage to the Kiwi mare on pace. She's so tough. She makes her own luck. She has to be in the finish. So it's Cascadian right out in front here, Mike. And look, I know we did a bit of chatting there on Wednesday night, and we said could Advantage get to the front and potentially control this race. A few questions in this race for me. Let's have a look now at all the ratings, because we saw a lot of love there for Cascadian to see which way we are going to play. And well, Colding, Mike, only a couple of lengths behind. Not as much love as I would have liked to have seen for this horse. I think he's very exciting. But Cascadian, very, very well backed. And as you said, upside to 1400 in these track conditions. It's just suiting this import. Yeah, Colding was nailed down first up. Look, he's a good horse to a wet track. I'm just not sure. Want to see him do it. He might go to Newcastle on Friday anyway. The other three absolutely love a wet track, and Cascadian is the one that's unexposed in Australia with upside to 1400 metres. I thought $4 was too tight to begin with, but he could start even shorter. Yeah, look, the money has come. It's Cascadian there each way for us at $3.80 on a Thursday night. Let's have a look now at one of the features of the day, and it is the shorts we're talking about here, Mike. How good is this? 1100 metres.
Group 2 level with Arcadia Queen just resting at home in her box. The rest of the Everest field pretty much here doing battle. And it is Classique Legend, a surprise favourite for me. The new kid on the block, new jockey Nash jumps on board at $4. Piarata, no one missed these fresh closing splits. $4.20 there. Red Zell, well, the doubters, they just didn't appreciate it, did they, Mike? It was happy birthday to the Big Red today as well. How's he going to bounce back off that great fresh win? $4.60. Osborne Bulls, the big query in the race, $5.50. James Cummings hinted that he is the one to spearhead Godolphin's Everest charge. And look at that, right out the gate to Sunlight at $11, and in her time, isn't that massive odds, $13?
Yeah, she doesn't like a wet track. She might not run though. Let's have a look at the first start run of Redzel. I laid him. I thought he was done. He's not done. He's flying. He's back. He just loves this time of year, doesn't he?
Absolutely.
A bit of bias this day. Got to mention on pace inside bias. He always seems to get the bias at Randwick. Nature Strip over race, knocked up. Sunlight wasn't fit enough. Piarata was, and he stormed home, Stu.
Absolutely flying down the outside, Mike, and you love your sectionals, and they're all there, but look, they just couldn't catch the Big Red.
Yeah, I love sectionals, but I don't. It was a firm track, so not surprising that some of these horses went really fast in the last 400 metres. Graph, good, but had every chance, and a wet track's a bit of a question.
Oh, we've mentioned a wet track a few times. We know when it was heavy, and that was in the Everest last year. That is where pretty much all of these horses are heading. And Mike, look, we're looking at Redzel here, obviously, winning. Osborne Bulls taking the scenic route down the outside rail. But look, Graph's there. Santa Ana Lane's not this weekend. In her time's there. This is the wet track. This is what we've got to focus on.
Yeah, this is what he can do when he's in form. The Big Red, he absolutely loves being on pace. He absolutely loves the heavy track.
Wow.
He just gets rolling. Look at that beer in the screen. They're loving it. Just keeps on going. Trapeze Artist obviously retired. And Osborne Bulls, that's a long way back to third, Stu.
Beers in the screen, fists waving in the screen.
Only a couple of weeks away now.
That is going to be amazing in 5 Saturdays' time for the Everest, Mike. So let's get the shorts out of the way first. It's the final lead up for a few of these as we get the race started, Mike. Who has got all the form?
We know most of them. They're closely matched. Piarata and Redzel, not much between them. Classique Legend and what he's done so far, just a touch behind.
Okay, yeah, very interesting to see where Classique Legend is going to end up on our ratings here, Mike. But of course, we know that horse has got progression.
Yeah, boom, there goes the big grey. Big upside. Could be anything this prep.
Yep, wow, there he is, Classique Legend, the favourite, out in front. So what about the distance?
Yeah, don't forget old Piarata. He's going well this prep as well. The 1100 with the strong tempo. He'll love that.
Okay, so it's Piarata levelling up to the favourite Classique Legend here, as expected. We've got a race on our hands, but we know a few of these love the wet.
Yeah, the big question for the favourite is a big, beautiful striding grey. Does he love a heavy? He was 3 wide, no cover when he was beaten on a heavy, so excuses, but he was beaten. Those other 3 favourites don't mind it at all. Okay,
so there's some really big kickers there for the track conditions, Mike. And, well, can this favourite level up right at the end?
Yeah, I was going to give it to Redzel. Maybe check the track, see if the on-pace bias is suited again. If it's not, they should all have their chance.
Okay, so it's Piarata by a length from Redzel, Osborne Bulls, and the favourite Classique Legend. And Mike, I mean, Piarata, Redzel, Osborne Bulls, the biggest thing that stuck out for me there were those big kickers on the wet track. Is that enough to entice us into a bet on one of those horses? Let's have a look now as we have a look at all the ratings here. And Mike, there they are. We've seen the kickers there in the wet, but look, going down the page here, I mean, horse like Sunlight, who, you know, very harsh there, I think, on the ratings, in behind Graph and Home of the Brave. But McAvoy's always said this is a horse that's going to progress into the preparation. But look, the action's at the top here with the favourites for us, but not Classique Legend.
Yeah, Sunlight will improve. Wet track, just a bit of a question for her, and she was very dusty in the yard first up. Yep. I do not know where to turn this race. I do not really want to lay Classique Legend because I absolutely love him. Osborne Bulls, he'll come third, won't he? Put him in the trifecta. And Redzel, I cannot get on the right side of this horse.
You cannot.
Piarata, so likeable, each way odds in the wet. Maybe if I'm going to play anything, I'll play that horse.
All right, what a run that was last start. So Piarata there for us in the shorts, and we're rounding out with the Group 1 feature of the day. It's the Colgate Optic White Stakes, of course, over the mile at Group 1 level. At weight for age, and Mike Avilius, $3.40. Made the long run in the Chelmsford behind Sarmadout. Dreamforce, $11 into $4.60. How about the money on this? Dollars in the tramway as well when he kicked and was just too strong there. Happy Clapper, $5. Great to see this horse back for another campaign. Only missed a place once here over the mile at Randwick. Very elegant. I'm pretty sure you profiled this in the race guide as the ultimate wet tracker. That's what it's going to get on Saturday. And of course, Sarmadout, Group 1 and Group 2 winner, this time in at $7. This is a pretty good field, Mike. I know it's not probably the vintage Group 1, but there's still a few questions around horses like Very Elegant.
Yeah, lots of questions. We could look at a couple of replays for Samadowd. His first up run over 1,400 metres, his second up run over 1,600 metres. They were both good wins. I think we're looking at the first up run, 1,400 metres. He was so tough on pace. The bias a little bit on his favour, probably more in his favour second up. Happy Clapper so strong this day, Very Elegant from the back. She'll much prefer a wet track on Saturday.
Well, look, Mike, the horse I'm looking at here is a Villiers. I mean, it did start $2 favourite this day, but importantly in the guides it said made the long run, and I just thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, he's made long runs both starts. I think his second up run was an even longer run. He was 3 wide, no cover, set off 800 metres from home. Very Elegant. She's such a light, lean, athletic type. She's getting out sprinted at the back.
Yep.
But she keeps chasing just that last 50 metres. She's so genuine at the end.
Yeah, so good to see that horse back. And well, let's have a look at this horse because we know how good she is on the wet track. We're going to take you back to into the autumn when, well, this was just dominant, wasn't it? It was the far lap. It was Group 2. Importantly, on the heavy 10. Loomed up on the inside here and just said, see you later.
This was the moral of all morals. If you've ever seen a horse built to handle a very heavy track, it is this girl. She is so light, she is so lean, she is so athletic. She absolutely floats over the top. If it's a very, very testing track on Saturday, she just wins. But the sun is out and the wind is out, so maybe you want to see the track conditions first.
You know, I remember we walked the track that day before she won so well. That
Yeah.
wet track was right up her alley. We'll see how heavy it is for her on Saturday as we have a look at all the form and the key factors now. Let's go out a winner in the Group 1 Colgate Optic White Stakes, Mike.
I didn't put him up there last start and I made a mistake. Samadowd lied him up before.
All right, it's got to be Group 1. Group 2, there we are. Samadowd, the one they have to catch. And, of course, they can do that with the key factors, Mike, progression.
He can't improve again, can he? Dreamforce can, second up. Very Elegant has to, second up. And Youngstar, third up, just progressing a little bit.
Yep, nice run last start. So Dreamforce has levelled up there to Samadowd as we get to the mile.
Yeah, you think of Villiers was at a mile last start, and he was obviously, but it was a steady tempo mile. Coming to a fair tempo mile, he will like more. Happy Clapper as well, Very Elegant, needs every bit of the mile.
Okay, so good to see a bit more tempo. Hey, look at this race forming here. Villiers, Dreamforce, Happy Clapper, all right there. And how about this? Some of these love the wet.
If it's a chopped up heavy track, the big, muscular, on-pace types, Dreamforce and Samadowd won't like it, but I'm not sure that's what it's going to be on Saturday yet.
Okay, so it's a Villiers, the one they have to catch. Can Happy Clapper and Very Elegant jump out of the ground here with position in run?
Nothing on a Thursday night, but check the bias as always.
Okay, so it's going to be a bit of a watch there as to the way track conditions are going to be playing late in the day. Race 7, it is the Group 1. And Mike, look here, a Villiers, I mean, it's gone out a very short price favourite its last 2 starts. So keen on seeing Very Elegant here on the wet again. As we look for bets in the Group 1, they're the 2 ways we think. You know, we've mentioned them a few times there. Let's see which way we're going to play here. Of course, Happy Clapper, who can forget about this horse? $5, he's never too far away. Very Elegant, Mike, gets a heavy track. Could be the better end of soft, but look, it's just got the track conditions this weekend.
Wait until Saturday for this race, I reckon. Wait for the on-pace bias versus the run-on bias. Wait for the track to be firm or wet. We all know these horses so well. The market knows them well. We think it's going to be a heavy track, so we'll go a Villiers and Very Elegant for our bets, but definitely a race to wait for Saturday for.
All right, all waiting there till we press the button on Saturday. But on Thursday night, it's a Villiers and Very Elegant there in the Group 1. There's a look at 5 key races this weekend at Royal Randwick. Stick around after the break. We've got all the other best bets, the $100 hot seat, and of course, our charity multi. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. What a weekend of racing it is at Royal Randwick. It is Group 1 racing. We've had a look at that race and a few others, Mike, but there's plenty more action on the card. I want to see some value in the other best bets. What do we got for us?
I like 8 of these races, and one of them isn't the first one. Highway 66, an open race at $7.50 each way odds. Let's get into the rest of them. Liz Dunvana, a mudder on pace, strong to the line first up. Milkman, forget second up, he was coughing. He loves the mud. Flit, absolutely born and bred for it. She will beat Libertini at $8.50.
Ooh.
Cascadian $3.80, so hard to beat. Pirata at $4.20, about the right odds. Avilius wait till Saturday to see if he can swoop. Finch came top 4 or 5 in the Melbourne Cup. He can win on Saturday. And after all that, we've had a few beers under our belt. $41. I'll have a few each way on him.
All right, beating Libertini. You've said it there on national telly. Let's have a look. $100 hot seat time now, Mike. We had a little bit of a strip out last week, but we did get at least a return. $100 for the punters going there this weekend. They've got the pony palms. They're going to be in the pool having a bet. $100. Where are they spending
Let's
it?
hope we're not drowning. Wasn't a strip out. We got $40 back, but no one's happy with that. $5 on listed and Vine at $8.50. Then we're using that great bundle bet, 3 massive odds roughies.
Yep.
3 of them for $10.55. If any of them win, you win. 20 each way on Flit at $8.55 each way probability. They're the value in the T-Rows. Cascadian so hard to beat to a soft track, 1,400 metres. And you've got to have at least $5 on after all that to finish the day.
$41. Wouldn't that be nice to finish off?
Loves around with.
Race number 9. There's a look at the $100 hot seat. And of course, it's charity multi-time. We're doing it for Dementia Australia. We want to get this right up and over the $1,000 mark by the end of the carnival, Mike. So here's a few things to get us going. Flit, well, you've said this horse is going to beat Libertini, so let's just put it for a place.
You're not so
nice
sure
and
they place.
conservative, $2.30 for the place. Race 5 Cascadian, you've made enough case for this. $3.80 the win, so we're going to have $10 on that at $8.70. And a trifecta time, Cascadian straight out, Avantage. You love this horse. It's just going to run a place, and Star of the Seas, well, it never misses a place. How about that? 1, 2, 3, straight out, $10 for the charity trifecta.
Rock solid. See what you've done there. You want to return Flit a place, but I'll add to that. I'll put another $10 multi on for Flit to win, because I think she just wins on Saturday.
All right. Well, look, a lot of confidence there. It's going to be a great day out at Royal Randwick this weekend for the start of the Spring Carnival. But you've got to head to the raceguide.com.au. Thousands of horses profiled. There's many running around this weekend that purely are just going to absolutely love the mud or hate it.
Absolute mudders. We love them.
There we go. Head to the raceguide.com.au this weekend and we'll see you out at the track on Saturday.
See you on Saturday.